FYall Podcast.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of the FYall Podcast. I am your co-host, Michael Wright, and across from me, as always, is the one and only, the legendary Mr. C.T. Fletcher. And ladies and gentlemen, yes, I am back in the fold, fresh off of open heart surgery about a month ago. And before you say anything, I know I look sucked up. I know I look rough, but that's part of having open heart surgery. So during the course of this procedure and this all of this shit I've been through, I'm down about 27 pounds. So yeah, I'm not looking like my normal self, but I must admit it is good to be out of the house, back in the studio, and talking with you guys. So today's show is going to be a little different. Actually, CT is going to be interviewing me. So many of you guys have reached out, checking on me, and let me just say, I appreciate that. That meant the world to me, just from the DMs to the text messages. You guys, most of you only know me from this show, and so the fact that so many of you care how I'm doing, how I'm recovering, meant so much to me and my family. So I want to personally thank all of you. Thank you so much for checking in on your boy. I'm still here in the land of the living. Recovery has been tough, but I'm still here. I'm pushing through. And as time goes forward, you know, according to my doctors, everything that was going on with me with the aorta dissection has been fixed. Now it's just time to rest, give my body time to heal, and then hopefully here in the next few weeks, I'll be back to normal, and we'll be back on the grind with the FYall Podcast. But I'm going to let CT take it from here. So, like I said, this is going to be more of an update show about my procedure, everything that I've been through over the last month, and just how I'm doing and how I'm progressing and what's coming up in the future. So this won't be your typical episode, but I'm going to let Pops take it from here. So, Mr. Fletcher, let's get after it. What you got for me, sir?
Well, first of all, let me say this. I am so happy to be sitting across from your ugly ass once again.
Yeah.
It's been a long fucking time.
It definitely has.
God damn it, I'm happy to see your sucked up looking ass, boy. You look fucked.
I feel fucked.
Yeah. You look like you feel.
I feel
But
fucked.
you know what? You know what, Michael? See, I have to, I'm going to tell you the truth.
I know it.
I must say that you don't look half as fucked up as I look. My first procedure, open heart surgery, was for aortic valve replacement.
Okay.
Now you had aortic valve. What was going on with your aortic?
So for those of you who don't know, in 2019, during COVID, they had shut all the gyms down. So I turned my garage into a gym, and I'm out there one day working out, and actually I was doing preacher curls. I'm doing preacher curls, and I finished my last set of curls, and I stood up, and I had this pain literally from my chest all the way down to my midsection. I thought my old ass had pulled a muscle or something, and I literally could not walk. I literally had to crawl into the house, crawl in the house, just lay across the couch because I couldn't. I was like, something is not right. I'm like, oh, Michael, you did too much, because I had did 2 workouts that day. I did one that morning, and then was feeling good. Did a second one that afternoon. I was like, okay, your old ass done pulled a muscle or something. The chest pain is kind of what was like, okay, something ain't right here. I'm doing preacher curls. Why the hell is my chest hurting? Of course, my dumb ass let some days go by, because as the days go by, I'm feeling a little better. Still not 100%, but I'm like, I'm feeling a little better. And at the time, my job would require me to work out of town. So Sunday rolls around, and I knew Monday I was going to have to leave to go out of town. And something just in my spirit was just like, Michael, go over up the street, because we had an urgent care up the street. And mind you, I'm living in Maryland at the time. There was an urgent care up the street from my house. So something was just like, go to the doctor. So I go to the doctor. Kim takes me over there. She drops me off, and she says there was a Target in the same little area. She said, I'm going to run over to Target while you check in and wait for them to call you back. I check in. I'm sitting in the lobby, and by the time she comes back from Target, when she's walking through the door to urgent care, I'm literally passing out in the lobby. I break out into a sweat, but I'm freezing cold, though. Like, my body's shivering, but I'm sweating profusely, like, through my clothes and everything. Next thing I know, I pass out in the lobby of the urgent care. They roll me back to the urgent care. They got me, mind you, this is the urgent care, so this ain't a hospital. They don't have all the proper equipment. They call the ambulance. The ambulance comes to get me, takes me to the hospital. By the time I get to the hospital, I'm back, conscious and feeling okay. I'm like, I'm feeling okay.
Yeah, something ain't right.
Yeah, but something ain't right. So we get to the hospital and the nurse is like, what are your symptoms? What have you been feeling? So I'm telling them everything that I've been dealing with over the last few days. And he was like, I tell you what, let's just do a CAT scan, make sure everything is good. I do the CAT scan and literally 5 minutes later, he runs back into the room where I'm at. And he was like, we got a helicopter coming. They're taking you to University of Maryland. You going into immediate open heart surgery. And I'm like, by this time, like I said, I'm feeling normal again.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Then the other thing is this was during COVID, so they weren't allowing anybody in the hospital. So Kim sit out in the car. They allow her to come in. She's freaking out. At this time, I'm kind of freaking out because I'm like, what the hell you mean I got to have open heart surgery? So the helicopter comes. They fly me to University of Maryland. We get there, and the surgeon comes in. They're looking over my CAT scans and everything, and he was just like, okay, so you have an aorta tear, but it's a small one. He was like, I don't think we're going to have to do surgery. Let's just monitor it. Let's monitor it and see how you do. So that, I just was monitored every year over the next 4 years. He was like, now, if it starts to grow, now they did tell me early on, they were like, eventually you're going to have a stent put in to fix this. But we don't have to do it now. We can wait. And if it starts to get bigger, then we'll do the stent. So here we are 4 years later, and almost 5 years later, I go back for a follow-up in February, and they're like, okay, the tear is getting bigger and it's starting to leak more eternally. So it was like, okay, let's just do the stent. I was like, cool. Surgery was originally scheduled for, no, this was March. I went back in March, and they was like, okay, let's do it. They were supposed to do it at the end of March. Then it got rescheduled. So then I went back April the 9th, still thinking I'm having a stent put in.
Hold on. Let me interrupt here for a minute.
Okay.
Still thinking you having a stent put in, and how were they going to put the stent in?
They were going to run a wire up through my groin, basically the inside of your thigh.
Oh, I thought you meant your balls.
Nah, not your balls. But when he first said groin, I'm thinking,
yeah, that's what I thought too.
Wire up my balls now,
but no,
it was like the inside of my thigh. So he was like, "We'll run it up, and then put the graft around the tear. That'll seal it, keep it from leaking. You'll be good." Cool. So April the 9th, I go back, sitting in the hospital. They got me ready to go in and get a stent put in. I'm not sweating it because I'm thinking, it's a stent. The way they're describing it to me, I'll be in the hospital overnight, go home the next day, and I'm going to be good to go. Mm-hmm. So I'm sitting in the room. They got me prepped to get a stent put in, and next thing I know, my surgeon and his team come in. It's like 5 of them, and they were just like, we've been really looking over this, and a stent is not going to fix this. We could put the stent in, but it's not going to seal that tear properly, which means if we put a stent, it's no point of us putting a stent in. So I'm like, okay, so what the hell does that mean? He was like, well, the only other thing we can do is to open you up, put the graft around the tear, seal it up, make sure it's sealed properly. And I'm like, what do you mean open me up? I'm still not thinking open heart surgery. And he was just like, we're going to have to perform open heart surgery on you. And I think for a second I froze up there for a minute because I'm thinking
that's my next question. Because I know there's people out there listening, and just my brother, my older brother, a year and a half older than me, he passed away, but he had the opportunity to have open heart surgery. He could have had open heart surgery, but he's seen what happened to me after my first open heart surgery, and he said, hell no. He would rather pass away than have them cut him open. So what did that hearing, we're going to have to cut you open and spread your rib cage, people A lot of people, what do that entails? They cut your chest open and crank your rib cage open.
Yeah, they basically, and then that's where I fucked up because like a few days after I had the surgery, like they kind of tell you about it, but you don't really know. So
Yeah.
I'm sitting in the hospital and I'm like, let me pull it up.
Yeah,
So I
you gotta
pulled up the
watch,
procedure, and so basically what they do, they make a cut from your sternum. Basically, mine went a little down past my sternum, almost down to my stomach area, and they got a motherfucker that stands over you with
Yep.
bone. It looked like the old school hedge clippers. My grandpa used to cut the hedges with, but it's basically bone cutters, and they split your sternum open, break all the bones in your sternum.
Yep.
And then they stick that little clamp or whatever that shit is, and they basically pry your shit open.
That shit open, yep.
And where all your shit is exposed. And honestly, the one thing I thought about was Ice Train.
Oh,
the
yeah.
last conversation I had with Train, he told me they want me to get another stent put in. He was like, Mike, I'm done with surgeries. He said, I'm not getting another stent put in. And that was literally a week before he had that heart attack and died. And I was thinking about him because they told me, part of me was just like, well, how long? Because I was thinking about just coming home and postponing this shit and just kind of mulling it over
Let me think about this a little bit.
Yeah, and something was just like, just do it. You already here. You already prepped. Just do it. Because I asked the doctor, I said, so if I go home, like, how long do I have to make a decision? He said, honestly, with the way that tear has expanded, he said, I wouldn't wait more than 30 days. As soon as he said that, that's when Train popped in my head. And I'm just like, would Train still be here if he had just
went ahead and done it.
And let them do what they needed to do.
Yeah.
And like I said, I'm still thrown off at this point because, like I said, I had prepared myself for a stint.
Yep.
Like I'm
not procedure.
Yeah. Like I said, it's gonna be a couple hours. I'm gonna be in and out overnight, going home.
2-3 day recovery.
Yep. And I'm gonna be right back to it. And I just remember sitting there, and then, like I said, thinking about Train and looking at Kim and thinking about my kids, and I'm just like, Michael, just do it. You already here, just do it. And so I was like, all right, Doc, do what you got to do. And honestly, I remember them rolling me back to the room, and they kind of explaining the procedure. Next thing I know, whatever they gave me, this shit knocked me out. And I remember I woke up the next day, had a tube down my throat, and it was rough.
Now, I'm because I'm experienced with the tube down the throat. When I woke up, and because it's amazing, whatever they give you to knock you the fuck out, that's some good shit. Because you be knocked. I mean, they saw your chest open, and you don't know shit about it
at all.
But when I woke up and that, I did not panic during anything. The whole, the only time it got to me is when they told me they had only time I ever, through all my heart stuff, ever panicked was when they told me they had given me a woman's heart.
Oh, good.
But other than that, nothing. Then that was just temporary. But when I woke up and that tube was down my throat, then I kind of panicked.
Yeah, me too.
I was like, I can't breathe. This shit, you need that to breathe. And I'm like, nah, motherfucker. This is stopping me from breathing. I take this shit out my throat so I can breathe. I was like, no, you need that. I said, nah, fuck that. I was trying to take the motherfucker out myself because I'm like, this shit is killing me. I got to get this shit out. And so how that was how it was for me. Was it the same way for you?
I panicked.
Yeah.
And then I won't say I panicked, but I did freak out a little bit because that tube, and it's not comfortable. It's not
hell.
It's not something like you just don't feel it. Like that shit is down your damn throat.
Yeah,
So luckily, by the time I came to, I think it was only a few hours later that they were able to take it out, and they really, understood that I was breathing on my own and I was good. That kind of freaked me out, and then actually seeing the cut, the scar where they had split me open, I was just like, oh shit! Like,
well, okay,
that's when it was like it was real.
Let me, seeing back when I got mine, they put staples.
Mhm.
I had staples all over there, so I looked like fucking Frankenstein, like a motherfucker. Did they have staples?
Nah, no staples for me. They basically what they did was like um it was they stitched me back up, but the stitches were like they would basically degrade on their own over time as
Mhm.
the scar healed. So the scar's still there, but it's not prevalent like probably
Right.
yours is because you had the staples in.
No. They actually, they took them out and everything. My scars, almost can't see it now.
Yeah, so mine, luckily, it's like I said, you can still see it and you can kind of still feel it, but it doesn't look bad at all.
Not like it used to. When you
Yeah.
first get it, man.
Yeah,
It's like,
nah.
like
Yes, it's like
Frankenstein
I'm like,
monster,
oh
like a
shit.
motherfucker.
Like you
Yeah.
said, you looking like
Yeah,
Frankenstein.
and I know my brothers had those memories in his mind. He's like,
Mhm.
because he seen me go from my powerlifting, the world champion, and 300 and some pounds. And when I got there, I was like 180, and
Damn.
he was like, "Oh man."
That was the other thing, just being in there. I was in the hospital for about 2 weeks. The day of surgery, I was 219 pounds. By the time I left that hospital 2 weeks later, I was 194 pounds. And again,
What are you today? About 175.
shit. Nah, I was 198 this morning, so I put on like 4 pounds, but it ain't. I still, like I said, my body, even after the weight loss, because for those who don't know, I was about 473 pounds about 5 years ago. Again, and that is what caused all of this,
Mm-hmm.
and that's why I'm so heavy on, especially about men, black men especially, because of all the extra shit we got to deal with. Um, get your checkups, brother. Like I dealt with undiagnosed high blood pressure for years. Um, never got it checked out. Carrying that much weight around, it took a toll on my body. So by the time I had the aorta dissection in 2019, I already lost 180 some pounds. But again, just carrying that weight around for so long, having an undiagnosed high blood pressure, no matter how much weight I had lost, it had already done the damage to my body already. So basically what caused the aorta tear was the undiagnosed high blood pressure all those years, and then the weightlifting. I was just lifting too much weight at the time, and it just took a toll on my body. And that's what caused the tear.
And when you said, especially for black men and all all the other shit we got to deal with, I want you to expound a little bit on all the other shit. What is all the other shit?
And in no way, shape, or form I'm not saying that other men of other colors don't deal with certain shit, but we have a history of having high blood pressure, heart issues, just shit from, it just be from our diet, from hereditary stuff that we may get through family and stuff like that, and stress. Stress was a big one. And my thing was, the job I had at the time was very demanding. I was doing a lot of traveling. I was doing a lot of driving. I was hardly ever home. I was eating bullshit because I was on the road all the time. I just was not taking care of myself. And so, and I say especially black men, because we have a tendency, especially when it comes to stress, we have a tendency not to deal with our stress in the best way possible. We just look at it like, okay, this is just part of what we have to deal with. We got to work. We got to take care of our family, whether we're tired, sick, shit don't matter. Nothing comes before us providing for our families. So we will take on so much shit, and a lot of the times it could be the downfall of us because we put everything before our health
When
and our well-being.
not allowed. I think that's that part is every real father can relate to that.
Yep.
Whatever the fuck color they are, if they're a real dad, they're gonna feel that way about towards the family and men in general, and that means sacrifices, whatever the fuck. I'm gonna tell a little bit. We talk. Me and Michael talked through the whole fucking thing before, because this me and this boy is close. Before the surgery, shit, damn near. Only time I didn't talk to him was when he was actually getting cut on. Soon as he could pick up his phone, and after the surgery, I was talking to him and cussing at him and shit, let him know I still love him and shit.
But I knew you could relate to what I was dealing with.
Absolutely.
You were like the only person in my world at that moment that I knew understood the shit I was dealing with. Even shit that I didn't feel like Kim understood or my kids understood.
They cannot.
Yeah.
I know they would like to, but unless you've been in them shoes, unless you had your chest cracked open and know how it feels, because it's not just you didn't feel that part of it, but when you wake up, it is a whole lot. Anytime you got your chest cracked open, anybody out there listening who has had their chest cracked open knows that it's a whole lot of aftershocks. You had the earthquake. Now them aftershocks is a motherfucker, and you're gonna be, and that's okay. That's what I want to talk a little bit about now. We were raised traditionally, and the man doesn't complain. I don't give a fuck. We it's still our motherfucking set.
Yep.
We gonna and shut the fuck up. You're not allowed to complain, and if you did complain, you sound like you don't want to sound like a pussy, or
what you call a pacifying
sucking pussy. You don't want to sound like that. So we just keep our complaints.
And that's how I was raised. Like, even by my mother's own admission, she was just like, I raised you not to complain about shit.
Yep.
And then she said, maybe that was the wrong thing to do.
Yeah,
but it's she did the best she could at that time.
That's what she knew.
Yeah.
That's what she
and
knew.
she's like, you a man. She said, I raised you to be a man, and you do what you got to do.
Yep.
And what I'm learning now as I get older, if you're not taking care of yourself, you're not going to be good for nobody else. Because when I suffered the aorta dissection, I'll never forget the one thing that stood out to me that my surgeon said to me. He said, Michael, had you not lost the weight that you had lost, he said, I'm 99.9% sure you would have dropped dead in your garage that day.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, it just would have been too much stress on your body carrying that much weight around and then having this aorta tear. He said, so you're very lucky you lost the weight when you lost it. And that this happened after you lost the weight. And then that's when it really hit me like, okay, I get it. With men, we're not supposed to complain. We just supposed to push through. But had I dropped dead in that garage that day, then what would have happened to my family?
Absolutely.
And we look at it as selfish if we put ourselves first sometimes, but it's like, it's not selfishness. Like, I cannot be the man that I want to be for my kids, my wife, any of that stuff if I'm not putting my health before everything else.
It is stressful. It is very stressful. Sometimes I'm gonna admit that sometimes I feel like, because I'm always my family. I want to leave them, in a good position when I leave. I want to make sure that they're taken care of, and that is so much stress to try to. I'm like, damn, you know what? Sometimes I feel like, hey, fuck it. I did the best I could.
Yeah.
I was always trying. If I leave this motherfucker and I don't fulfill my mission, which is to take care of them, I was trying. To, and what, I just hope they fucking understand. Because I know when we talking, I understood every fucking thing you was talking about because I've been there. You worried about them and how they gonna feel. You fucked up. I'm sitting there feeling fucked up, and I can't tell them I feel this fucked up. I don't feel like putting one foot in front of the other one, but I can't let them know.
Yep.
Because I'm the pillar of strength in the family, so I can't. I don't feel like holding my fucking head up straight, but I'm sitting here smiling because I know they looking at me for strength.
Yeah.
And people don't understand that shit. But it's you know, I'm telling you, sometimes I just feel like saying, fuck it. I did my best. Goddamn it, I did all I could do while I was here. Y'all was my number one mission. I did every fucking thing I could do to try to take it. And if I don't succeed, I did my best.
Yeah.
Fuck it, I'm tired. Shit, tired of doing my best.
And that's the thing, especially when it comes to the kids. This is like, you know, and I got girls, so they always have looked at me, even when I didn't deserve to be looked at, as their Superman.
Yep.
As this person that could never be defeated. Like I felt like I had to uphold this image for them. Even now, it's just like, I hate for them to see me not wanting to get out of the bed.
Yeah.
Always tired. Like
Yep.
that shit, because I don't want them to not see me in that light. But this was the first time where I had to just flat out admit, like, I'm tired. Like, I can't do the shit that I used to do. At least not right now, I can't.
Yeah.
Not saying that I won't be able to do it in the future, but
but right now,
Daddy's
y'all gonna
tired.
have to understand.
Like, Daddy's tired. Like, shit, I'm gonna need you to
fucking
bring me a glass of water. Like, bring me some water. Make me a sandwich. Like, some shit. I just need some help. So this was the first time that I've been down to the point where I had to just admit that I'm not this indestructible person that they see me as.
Yep.
And even when it came to like my mother and Kim, like all they kept telling me was, well, you ain't, at least you ain't had to give birth. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, how are y'all comparing childbirth to this shit? And in no way am I saying that childbirth is not a real thing, but it was pissing me off every time I'm like, y'all don't know what this shit feels like.
Absolutely.
And that's when I was like confiding. I'm like, they keep telling me about childbirth. Like, this shit is, but you've never experienced this shit.
Yep.
Oh, well, the doctors say childbirth is the worst pain ever. Okay, I'm not saying this shit ain't painful.
Well,
but don't try to downgrade what the fuck I'm feeling in this moment.
Also, I talked to a doctor who had open heart surgery, and he might have a different opinion.
Yeah.
Now, them doctors who ain't never had their chest cracked open, you know, they may have a different opinion if they ever had to go through that.
So, like, that was causing me frustration.
I can't even imagine how painful childbirth is. But I know I don't have to imagine getting your chest cracked open. I know that's an ordeal.
Yeah, and like I said, the recovery aspect of it. Like you said, you don't remember getting your chest cracked open, but you know what you feel like coming out of that shit. And I'm over a month out now, and it's just like, I have my good days and I have my bad days, but when them bad days hit, Pop, I tell you, I mean, you know, like, this shit is no joke. Like, I'm literally, it's just days where I get up and I got to deal with now where my blood pressure's trying to regulate itself. So some days it's really low. And when it's low, I can't do shit. Like, I literally a few nights ago passed out trying to go into the kitchen. Because, you know, you get to that point where it's like, okay, I'm a little further out. Let me try to do some shit for myself. So I'll get up and go to the kitchen and get my own shit. I ain't going to ask you motherfuckers to do nothing. So I'm going to go in there and do it. I got out of the bed, made it to the door, going out into the hallway, and I just remember putting my hands on the door frame like, oh shit, something ain't right. And when I tell you, the motherfuckers cut the PG&E off on my ass. Next thing I know, by the time I came to, I'm flat on my back, stretched out between the room and the hallway. my back and head are in the room, my feet are out in the hallway. You know, Kim is shaking me like, Michael. And she's trying to get me up. And like, I don't even remember passing out. So I finally get up, check my blood pressure, shit is low as fuck. And I got to deal with that shit all the time now. So like, my body's adjusting to having this metal valve, and it's like my body's just all out of whack some days. It's just like, I don't know whether I'm coming or going some days.
Yeah.
And that shit is rough. And then now where I'm trying not to stress because I can't work. I don't know when I'm going to be able to go back to work. And like I said, when you're used to working, having that income coming in and you don't have it.
Yeah. It's a bird.
And then that's the part where it's like, I'm trying not to stress because I understand what stress has already done to me already. And I don't need that shit coming back on me again. So I'm trying not to stress, but it's like half the time I'm just sitting around here like, okay, maybe I just need to fast track this shit and get my ass back to work. Because like you said, you don't want to put your family in a bind and all of that shit. And it's, again, no matter what we go through as men, it's always going to be our top priority is making sure everybody else around us
everybody else is okay.
Is okay. And again, and I'm not saying my family isn't worried about me and none of that shit, but it's, for me, it's like, part of me feels like I'm a failure if I'm not able to work, not understanding. And it wasn't until my doctor said it the other day, she was just like, are you sitting your ass down? Basically, she said it in so many, like, she said, you gotta give your body time to heal. And she said, she said, I can tell you all day. She said, but you have to understand the traumatic experience that your body went through.
Exactly.
And she said, this is not just some regular procedure.
Yep.
You didn't go in and have blood drawn. She said, we literally had you cracked wide open.
Yep.
And all your shit was exposed.
Yeah, absolutely.
And she said, it takes time. She said, it's going to be a while before you start feeling normal again.
Yep, absolutely.
And that's all I just wake up some mornings and I just want to feel normal.
If I could just feel normal.
I just want to feel normal.
People take it for granted, man.
And I did. I took that shit for granted. Like, literally standing up, brushing my teeth.
Yep.
Takes a toll on me.
Oh, shit.
Taking a fucking shower.
Yeah.
You in the shower, like.
Yeah, that's a job.
You just trying to wash all your vital parts and get the fuck out of there.
And after you make it through the shower, for a while, when they had one of them chairs
in there, yeah.
And then I would just hold on to the rail in that motherfucker and wash my balls and shit with the other hand. Hold on with one hand and wash my balls and ass with the other hand. And make sure I get the real vital
That's
spots.
what I said. You just getting the underarms, your balls, ass. You get the fuck out of there.
Dry the fuck off now.
And that's the thing. You get out of the shower and then you standing up, then you trying to dry off. And it's days where I'm just sitting. I just take the towel, I dry off the best I can, and I just wrap the towel, and I just sit on the edge of the bed. You just sitting there.
A simple shower becomes a task, a formidable task.
And that's the thing, just like brushing your teeth.
Yep.
Taking a shower, just little shit that we just do every day that's just become mundane, and you just think it's part of your everyday routine. It's like, that shit will wear you out.
Man, I tell you, we was up there, me and B was up in Palo Alto when I got my heart transplant, and we had to move from one room to another because I had been up there for a while, and it's 3 months. I had 3 months recovery up there. And so I had been there, it was about a month after and they had another guy who had just got his heart transplant. He needed to move into our room because it had the chair and the shower and all that shit. So he was in phase 1. I'm like phase 2. So we had to move all our shit out of the room we was in to another room down the hallway. And Michael, let me tell you, it was the hardest thing in the world for me to sit there on the edge of that bed, watch my old lady, my wife, move them boxes and shit. And I'm sitting there, boy, I felt helpless, worthless. It wasn't a fucking thing. I see one of the guys who worked at the lodge we were staying at there, he said, "Can I help you, ma'am?" And I said, "Son, I would sure appreciate it because I can't do shit." And I'm sitting there, the fucking 3-time world bench press champion, 3 times strict, and I'm sitting there helpless. That shit fucked with me, boy. Boy, I was tore up over it.
That's how I was, just not like having to go to the bathroom after. I had so many tubes and shit hooked up to me. Because so after my procedure, I had fluid built up around my heart. So they had a tube in my stomach that ran up to my heart. I had one in my side, on the back side of my heart, just trying to drain all this fluid out of there. So anytime I had to get up to go to the bathroom, they had a walker, and I'm hooked up to all these machines.
All this bullshit, take it with you.
Yeah, and then you got to hook all this shit up. And Kim is trying to help me, and that's, like I said, that helpless feeling was like, I can't even go to the fucking bathroom
by myself. Yeah.
Like, I'm used to get up. If I got to piss, you get up and go piss. And it's like, we got to move this tube around and we got to hook this shit up. And it's just like all this shit to go to the bathroom.
Just to go to the bathroom.
And just, having, her having to bring me something to eat or just help me drink because I couldn't, or just laying flat. Like I had to now I'm still sleeping, kind of sitting up and shit.
Yeah.
Just laying flat on my back until my chest heals. It's just like, the fuck? And then, then it's like all the narcotics they got you on, all the pain meds and all of this shit, fucking with my appetite. And the reason, like,
half high and shit all the time.
Yeah, and I don't like, I've never been like a pain pill guy. Like, no matter what I've been through, I've never been big on taking these pain meds. But this was the first time I was like, fuck that.
I'll take it. Hell yeah, I'll give you some of that shit.
The oxy, the morphine, all that shit.
Oh, man, look, the morphine was the best shit in the world to me. That motherfucker, the doctor come in there and they won't give you the morphine unless your pain level was up there. And before she get out her mouth, good 10. What's your pain? 10, goddamn it. 10.
You know what, I'm trying to, at first I'm like a 6. And so they just give me a little oxy.
Yeah.
And Kim's just like, she said, Michael, they not going to give you nothing stronger than oxy. You keep telling them like you were 6 or 7. So they gave me that 10, that boy. And when I tell you that morphine, no fucking joke.
Shit in the world for pain, Jack. I say, hit me, goddamn. Give me that fucking morphine. I got good sleep with that shit.
So even when I got home, I still got oxy left. It was just like, I can't keep taking this shit.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to take this shit. And I've never had like an addictive personality when it came to that kind of shit, whether it be alcohol, drug, none of that shit. But I just knew, I said, this shit will have you feeling so good. Like, I see why motherfuckers get addicted to this shit.
Yeah.
And I just could not bring myself to do it. So I still got like oxy in the house where it's just like, now I'm just taking Tylenol or whatever the fuck. And it helps. But I just, and that's the thing. It's like people don't understand the mental gymnastics you got to play with yourself with this kind of shit. It's just like, okay, I don't want to become a fucking drug addict.
Yep.
So you're thinking about that shit. Then it's like, okay, I got to get better so I can take my ass back to work so I can bring some money in this house. I don't want my kids having to wait on me hand and foot.
When that
so it's
fucking
like,
pain hits your ass, right?
Pops, when I tell
pain is a motherfucker. You know, that's why I be in there talking shit. When I talk shit in the gym, pain is my motherfucking friend. Come on in, pain. Sit down. Let's have a discussion, motherfucker. I done faced your ass so many times. We fucking friends now. I'm accustomed to that.
And that's the thing. Motherfuckers don't understand. This is a different kind of pain.
Oh, yeah.
This ain't like, oh, I done fucking sprained my finger or some shit like that. And like I said, every time like I take a shower, I'm just sitting with my shirt, I just look at this scar and I'm just like, Michael, you been through some shit. You been through some shit. But I'm also on the back end of that. I understand more and more now. Like every day when I text you, Pops, how you feel?
Yep.
I'm blessed.
Absolutely.
And I thought I understood it before, but I really understand it now. Because no matter how much pain I've been through, no matter how my body feels or how tired I am, I understand that this was a necessary thing that needed to happen.
Absolutely.
And I'm still blessed to be here. Because so many people did not make it through the shit that I've been through.
Yep.
Shit that you've been through. Just the aorta dissection alone could have killed me.
Yep.
And to deal with that shit for almost 5 years and now to be able to, first of all, have the fucking insurance and to take care of this shit where I don't have to worry about any of it. And also know that I'm good to go now. Once I heal up, I'll be good to go. I ain't got to worry about this shit no more. And that's why, like, I posted that picture, like that side-by-side picture of me when I had a little muscle on and how I look now. I know I look fucked up. And I was ashamed of it at first, but it's like, motherfucker, you ain't got nothing to be ashamed of. Like, you still here to fight another day.
And you know, you better than me. I'm still, I posted that stem cell video. And man, that was I told them up, I was hot.
I know.
I told them motherfuckers, look, don't film me with my goddamn shirt on. Yeah. I know I'm damn near 66 years old. I know I'm had my chest cracked open a couple times, died a few times, but fuck that. I'm still CT Fletcher. Don't be filming with my fucking shirt on. So when they showed that video, I was like, God damn it, I told you motherfuckers. The first time they said, I ain't posting that shit. Fuck that. They had to re-edit that motherfucker.
I told Kim, I was like, that motherfucker is not happy.
Oh,
you better tell her to redo that shit.
Fuck yeah. I don't, motherfucker. Goddamn it, because I told him when I got there, don't film me with my fucking shirt off. Goddamn it. I know I'm old and all that shit, but I'm still CT motherfucking Fletcher. Yep. So you better than me. You posted that shit.
And it took me a minute. Like, I didn't want to do it. And again, for as much love as I've been shown, I still see the motherfuckers talking shit. Like, oh, motherfucker, you done lost all this weight. You look sucked up. Motherfucker, you ain't been through the shit that I've been through.
Hell no.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you could talk all the shit you want to. And years ago, that shit probably would have fucked with me a lot more than it has now. But like I said, this is where me having you in my corner has really helped me deal with this shit, because I understand that, like you said, like, I could not be here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Motherfuckers could be planning my funeral or some shit like that.
That's right.
So me working out, getting the muscle back is shit that I can do.
Yep.
I've done it before. But like I said, motherfucker, I was almost 500 pounds.
Yeah.
And to get down to 225 and have some fucking muscle on, that shit wasn't easy. And I know this shit is probably going to be even harder trying to come back from this shit, because I'm always goddamn tired.
Yeah.
Like, and that's the other part. People don't understand the fatigue level.
Oh, no, they don't.
But they don't understand the fatigue.
I'm so glad you missed it, because me and Mike have made many road trips together. Many expos and prison visits and everything, and he have seen. Y'all don't see the behind the scenes shit. Y'all, I'm always smiling and I'm absolutely blessed. When I say I'm blessed, I fucking mean. But when I say I'm blessed, that don't mean I feel good. That don't mean I see my mother. I see my mother in the intensive care emergency rooms. And I don't care. She could have tubes hooked up to whatever, breathing machine. Mama, how you doing? You could barely make out. I'm blessed. She gonna say that, and that's where I got it from.
Yeah.
And she said, you don't understand. I'm not saying I feel good when I say I'm blessed. I'm just blessed to still be here. I'm blessed to see another day. I'm just blessed, man. I thank God for everything. All the trials, the open heart surgery, flatline. I'm thinking about all the stuff that God have done for me. I'm blessed. I'm always blessed, no matter what. And I know that, like you say, now you understand. Mm-hmm. When you think about could have been dead, how many times you could have been dead, how many you could have died in that garage. You could have died in the emergency room. Could have died on the helicopter. Could have died during this last procedure. You could have died all these times that you probably could have, should have been dead when he's 500, damn near 500 pounds. Probably should have been dead. I could have been dead, but I'm still fucking here. So when they ask Michael Wright, how you doing? When you say I'm blessed, I'm thinking about all of that shit that God brought me through. It's a whole, now when you say I'm blessed, you're going to be thinking about, damn, God protected me from this. I made it through this. I made it through that. I got open heart surgery, cracked my chest open. I made it through all that. Shit, I'm blessed.
Yeah, I just, and my grandbaby's here with me now, and I've just been holding her, and I'm just like, I could have missed out on all of this shit.
Absolutely.
Like, she's 2.
Yep.
And I think back, had I died in 2019 or years before that, just being a fat ass and walking around here with undiagnosed high blood pressure, I see so many men that die from just stress, high blood pressure, heart disease, all of this shit that I've been through. That easily could have taken me away, and I never would have been able to experience holding my granddaughter.
Ooh.
That shit.
That hits you, boy.
That's a whole nother feeling.
That hits you.
And now I hold her, and like sometimes, I'm not going to sit here and lie. Like, there's days where I'm just feeling down. I'm tired. It's hard for me to even pick her up.
Mm-hmm.
But when I hold her,
yeah, buddy,
like this calm comes over me. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, I could have missed out on all of
Yep.
this shit. So like you said, just saying I'm blessed holds a totally different
takes
meaning
a
now.
whole nother level.
And again, it's not me downplaying my children, my wife, or anything like that. But it's just so much I could have missed out on.
Yep.
You know, that if God saw fit at that time to take me away from here, I would have missed out on all of that.
Yeah.
And so I wake up every day tired,
Yeah.
restless, just all out of sorts. But like I said, I'm blessed. I'm blessed. And I also know, and now I'm at this weird point in my life where it's like, God kept me here for a reason.
Yep.
And now I got to figure out, I found myself sitting around, what is that reason that I'm still here? What is it that I'm supposed to do? What is it that I'm supposed to accomplish? Who am I supposed to help? And that's why I try my best now on social media just to like men. Like I said, this ain't even a white or black thing anymore. It's just men. We carry so much stress. We carry so much of the load. And y'all don't understand the toll that can take on you.
Yeah.
Like, go get your checkups. And I get it. I was one of them guys. Like, I ain't going to no damn doctor. And I think back 2019, had I still been stubborn and not listening to my spirit, because it was something in my spirit that day was like, go get checked out.
Yeah.
Do not leave here Monday on the road traveling. Something ain't right with you. Go get that shit checked out. And I know we as men have those moments, and sometimes we just bypass
Ignore it. Yeah.
We ignore it. So I feel like part of my mission is now to just make sure that men understand, like, it's not a sign of weakness to go get checked out. Or if there's something going on with you, to get that shit fixed.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like I gotta help men who were like me on that journey.
I'm telling you, that you trying to figure out what your mission is, and I did the shit. I was like, why?
Yeah.
I actually asked God, why was I spared my mother, all 9 of her brothers and sisters, my older brother, all passed away from heart problems. Why was I spared? I'm like, hey, I got a whole lot of family up there waiting on me. I just go join them. Yeah. Why was I spared? I had to ask, why would you spare me? I know I ain't no perfect motherfucker. I ain't did no, nothing exceptional in my life to be asking the Lord favors and stuff. Hey, Lord, could you spare me? Because you remember when I did this? No, I didn't have nothing in my on my slate. I can say, remember when I did this here? When I did that? No. So Lord, why? That's another thing behind I'm blessed. Because in my opinion, I did not do anything to deserve His grace, His goodness, keeping me in
Mercy.
His mercy. Absolutely, I didn't do nothing to deserve that. It's simply His mercy. And people, you Superman. That's why I hate people. I appreciate y'all, and I know you mean well, but I hate when people praise me. I hate that because I ain't do shit to deserve no praise. It's you made it through this, you made it through that. You did. I didn't do it. I didn't. If I could have saved my own life, I would have, but I couldn't do it. God, y'all giving credit to the wrong motherfucker. I don't deserve no credit. God is the one you should be giving the credit to. So I'm like, I appreciate it. Thank you so much for your kind words, but you heaping praise on the wrong motherfucker. I did not, do anything spectacular. It was just, I didn't want to die, but I couldn't keep myself from dying. So some good doctors and the good Lord is why I'm here. So y'all praising the wrong person. I don't even want no praise. I'm unworthy of your praise. I'm just blessed. I mean, that's a good title for this episode of the Fuck Y'all podcast. The name of the podcast don't have it, but hey, I'm blessed. We're going to call this episode the I'm Blessed episode. I'm blessed to still be, I'm blessed to be sitting here on next to the couch with my old boy here, my old rusty boy. And this boy, like, we go to X-Prize, I talk about a little bit, we go to prisons. He have seen me behind the scene where I'm like,
and it was just days I didn't know how you did it. Especially
I'm
that when we went to the prison, I knew how bad you were feeling.
Yeah.
And I honestly, that was the first time where I was kind of like, I don't know if he gonna make it through this.
It's only, I can't tell, like you were saying, you couldn't tell, your family because they wouldn't understand. They don't know what it is to go through something like that. I can't tell, because I'm fucking Superman. I can't tell nobody, but I could tell this boy. I could say, I'm
Fucked up today.
I'm fucked up today, boy. I don't know how I'm gonna get through this shit.
And those prisons are huge. That
Oh
first one
my
we went
God.
to, like we started off on one side and literally had to walk to the other. And for those of you who've never been to a prison, especially like a maximum security prison,
huge.
them motherfuckers is big.
Huge.
And then he was just like, I don't know if I'm gonna make it.
Yep. I'm like,
And I'm thinking
got no
like golf cart or something. The hardest motherfucker around here.
Shit, I would have sit in a wheelchair. If they had a wheelchair, I'm like, Mike, push me over this motherfucker. Fuck that. I ain't too proud.
But he made it, and I watched you push through. And that's why I was just telling you, like, we supposed to be in Phoenix next week. But this shit with AEW. And I'm just like, I don't know if I'm gonna be ready for this shit.
My advice, along with Kim, is we'll do it on the next one. We do it on the next round because, this is your health. And man, the one thing you don't want to do is we go out there, I'm looking for, I want to be AEW compared to you falling out some fucking where.
And that's the part that and I think for Kim, she was like, Michael, I don't need you just falling out.
Yeah, hell no.
And she said, and we're going to be in a whole nother state.
Yeah.
She said, and it's going to be hot as fuck
shit.
out in Phoenix that week. It's going to be well over 100-some degrees
I'm
out
gonna be
there.
panicking. She going to be panicking. No, you stressing us the fuck out.
Yeah, but I was going to push through. It's like, as many times as I watched you push through shit, knowing, like, whether it be these expos, the prisons, like, all the shit we've done together. And like I said, the outside world may not know it, but many days you leaned over like, son,
I don't know if I'm gonna make it.
I might have to sit down for this one.
I don't know.
And I don't know if I'm gonna make it through, but I've watched you push through with a smile on your face, and motherfuckers who walk up to you, shake your hand, take a picture with you, they do not know the shit that you feeling. And even at the time, I was understanding not knowing exactly what you were feeling, but now I know exactly what the fuck you feeling. So now it really hits home like, God damn, I don't know how you did this
how I'm gonna stand here.
Cause just getting ready to come over here to pick you, I was in the shower. I knew I had to start getting ready early.
Oh yeah.
Cause I knew it was, okay, motherfucker, you got to take a 10-minute break here.
Yeah.
Take a 5-minute break
Absolutely.
here. Cause all this standing up and moving around, all this shit is gonna wear your ass the fuck out.
Yeah.
And so now, like I said, I really, really understand the shit that you deal with on a daily basis. And like I said, I'm only a month out. You years out from this shit. You still have your days where you just like, fuck this shit. Like,
yep. Absolutely. I said, boy, what you doing today? Nothing.
Nothing. Not a
I ain't doing a goddamn thing. And I'm still tired.
But I will say, this is the first time in my life that I think I've allowed myself to rest.
Yeah.
And that, it was, for me, that was like eye-opening. It was like,
you didn't
damn.
allow yourself. You didn't have no fucking choice.
Well, yeah. You
didn't have no choice. This one of them you couldn't push through. This one of them you couldn't push through. You had to sit your ass down somewhere because it will knock you the fuck out, boy. I'm telling you.
So before we get out of here, it's a few people I want to personally thank. Pops, you already know you one of them. But I want to personally thank Flex Wheeler.
Oh, yeah.
We have Flex on this show, and I don't, when we have people on this show, I don't take it like, okay, they came on the show, so we automatically friends and we best buddies and none of that shit. I know what it is. They came on the show, we interview them, you try to build relationships, but Flex Wheeler every day since this surgery has sent me a message. How you doing today, brother?
Yep.
You good? Phone calls. I mean, we were on the phone the other day for damn near 3 hours.
Damn.
Just talking just about life shit, just everything I'm dealing with. Like, for that man, for somebody that I looked up to growing up thinking he was this superhero.
Yeah.
Never thought about bodybuilding. It wasn't like that. But I looked at this man as just like, this man is a superhero. Like I said, me and my boys used to just get the bodybuilding magazines, just look through them. Like, and just to see Flex Wheeler and for this man to take time out of his day.
More of a superhero now than ever. And I try to explain that to them when I say you're more of a superhero now than ever, Flex.
And for that man, whether it be a phone call or just a text message, how you doing, brother? You feeling okay today? Like, he will never understand how much that meant to me. Like, we've been on the phone and shed tears with each other because that man has a way of talking and bringing, and I don't know everything that he's been through.
Yeah, absolutely.
And to know that man, everything that he's accomplished in his life, and know that he still has these days of struggle, whether it be mental struggle, physical struggles, everything that man is dealing with, for him to take time out of his day, whether it just be a minute or text, to check on me.
Yep. It's humbling.
I'm fucking nobody.
Yeah,
like,
it's humbling.
Like, I'm known for doing a podcast with you. Like, motherfuckers don't know me from a can of paint. So for that man to take time out of his day every day, and it's been every day, every day. How you doing, brother? Just checking on you, making sure you're good. You need anything.
It's humbling. Yeah.
Humbles the fuck out of you.
Yep.
And I've never been the type of person to ask for help or none of that shit. It's just like, I've had so many people reach out, what can we do for you? And I tell them nothing. Just like, not like, I'm good. Just the fact that you took time out of your day to check on me meant the world to me. Like, I'm not out here trying to ask motherfuckers for money and none of that shit.
Although some money would help.
I mean, don't get me wrong.
It would damn so help.
I'm just not the type of person to just be like,
he's not,
hey,
you ain't seen him put up no GoFundMe
or none of that shit. If anything, if y'all want to support, help me buy some fucking merchandise or some shit like that. But I'm not the type to ask my, I need money. And sometimes I think about maybe that shit is unhealthy because I'm putting a lot of stress on myself with this shit, but it's just like, that's just not how I'm built. But it meant more to me that you guys, the listeners, and just the guests that we've had on the show, just thought enough of me just to reach out, send me a DM. And for those of you that I have not responded to, I need to just take a day, but it's been hundreds.
Yeah.
Hundreds of you that have reached out. Brother, how you doing? We checking on you. You know, you and CT are a big part of our everyday journey. We love the pocket. Like, how you doing? Like, y'all don't understand how much that means to me. So I'm not just fighting for me. I'm fighting for my family, but fighting for you guys too, that have put so much stock into me and think enough of me just to check on me and knowing that my well-being means anything to you, that you would take time out of your day to reach out to me. So not only do I want to thank Flex Wheeler, thank CT, I want to thank you guys, the listeners, for all the love and support that you have shown me. You guys don't know, just the days where I'm feeling like shit, but I can look at those DMs or I can look at those text messages and be like, wow, there's a lot of motherfuckers out here that think enough of me just to check on me. So I want to thank you guys.
I thank Mad Mark too.
Mark, I wouldn't be sitting here right now doing the show if it weren't for Mark back there.
Yeah.
So just, Mark is another one. My wife, my kids, my mother. My mother's just been cooking up food. She's like, boy, you need to eat. Your ass is getting too skinny out here. Like, I just go down there, she just cook up a bunch of food. So, Kim don't have to try to be worrying about cooking up shit. So just all of you guys, thank you guys so much from the bottom of this old middle-aged heart I got. Thank y'all so much for the love, for the support. Like I said, I'm far from done. For those of you guys who follow my social media, like I said, I posted that before and after picture, and it wasn't for any kind of sympathy. It was like, I understand what my body's going through and what I'm dealing with. So no, I'm not going to look like the 225-pound Michael with a little bit of muscle and some fucking arms on him. Yeah, I know I look sucked up. Shoulder blades is all hanging off and shit. Like, I know what I look like now, but y'all motherfuckers got to understand something. When I come back from this shit, y'all
Yo.
ain't seen a motherfucking thing yet. This shit has motivated me in a way that you cannot understand. And there were days where I fight where it's just like, okay, I just want to go down and just curl some shit, just lightweight, whether it be 5-pound dumbbells or something.
Yeah, anything.
I just want to do something.
Yep.
And I know I'm not clear to do this shit, but once I'm clear, this shit may be slow, but I'm telling you, this comeback is going to be one for the motherfucking ages.
Epic.
And maybe that's what my purpose is, to show people that, hey, this ain't a death sentence.
Yeah.
I'm not just going to shrivel up and die. Like, I'm going to bounce back from this shit. I'm going to come back with a motherfucking vengeance. And you could bet your last goddamn dollar on that one. I think that's the proper way to end this shit. I ain't done yet. This motherfucker next to me ain't done yet.
Hell no.
Y'all about to see some shit. So we gonna come back. The show is still going on. The FYR podcast is far from done. This is just the first step to getting back into the swing of things. We got some big guests in the background working on. So be on the lookout for all that stuff. We got I'll be dropping the Paul Lansby interview that we did, Pitbull Bouncer.
Yeah.
I'll be dropping that episode tomorrow, so be on the lookout for that one. I got an episode with internet comedian Big Jock coming up next week, so I'll be dropping that one. And so be on the lookout for all of that stuff. Like I said, the FYR podcast is far from done. Just took a little hiatus to get this old shit fixed, but I'm good to go. Like I said, I got my good days and my bad days, but I can honestly say as the days go by, the good days are outweighing the bad. So we gonna end this show like we do everyone.
Fuck y'all.